What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys having an absolutely fantastic kick butt day today so far. So guys, the Brawl Talk was just released not too long ago, and I gotta be honest with all of you guys, I'm still in shock on how much content is actually in this update. Like we've been saying time and time again, this update was very, very close to the last one that we just received, and the amount of content in this one compared to the last one is a lot. Ryan even said in the Brawl Talk that it's his favorite update to date, and it's because of all the amazing content. We're getting a new brawler, a legendary brawler at that, with some really interesting mechanics that I think are going to shake up the game a lot. We have a bunch of new skins, a brawler remodeled to Primo. We have a bunch of smaller changes to some of the animations of the skins that we've had in the game for a very long time already. We have a Piper portrait remodel that I feel like most of the community has been looking forward to for a very long time to come, as well as the creme de la creme. Two new game modes that are so incredibly exciting. They have a lot of showdown-esques to them, and I think a lot of people in the community are going to enjoy immensely. Guys, the last time we had a new game mode added to the game was Siege, and that feels like a really long time ago, so I'm so freaking excited to get my hands on this update. Hopefully you guys are all excited about this. Why don't we get straight away into all the information that you guys need to know about it. Here we go. Okay guys, so I think it's about that time to hop into everything that we know so far about the update coming around the corner. And as you all know, with these Brawl Talks coming out, that means update sneak peeks, and eventually the update will be released. So guys, make sure to follow the channel, make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, hit that button down below so you guys can stay notified when I post those sneak peek videos that are always a lot of fun. But what I want to start off with right away is the newest brawler coming to this game. Of course we have to, and that is Sandy, a legendary brawler, our fourth legendary brawler at that. His mechanics are incredibly unique and exciting. Whenever you throw in a brawler that's a little bit higher in rarity, you can expect some mechanics to come along with it that can kind of change up the meta and change up the gameplay in general inside of Brawl Stars. We're going to get into everything that you need to know about him, and yes, it's a him. It kind of looks like a her, but I'm fine with that. I think he looks incredibly cool, kind of fitting into that whole Jean and Tara family. So take a look at his stats. He has 5,600 health, which is unlike any brawler in the entire game. It's a little bit higher health than like a Bo, but not as much as like a Daryl or a Pam being at that 6,000 range. And all the gameplay that you're seeing in the video today is of Sandy maxed out. So we'll go over the maxed out stats. So what we know so far is the amount of damage that he does, as well as what it does as well. So he does 1,260 damage, piercing damage to the enemy teammates, where he throws out sand, which is a pretty cool mechanic. And it looks like he has like really low latency on his attacks. It might just be me, but it seems like you can spam those out really, really fast. I wouldn't say he has incredibly fast reload speed when you compare it to like a brawler like Nita with exceptional reload speed, but I think the piercing damage will kind of make up for it. He reminds me a lot of Poco in the attack pattern, where it's a little bit spread out and you can do a lot of damage to multiple units if they're all gathered together. Next, hopping into Sandy's super, and this is what, in my opinion, makes him that legendary class brawler, because it brings into the game something very foreign, something that we haven't had in the game, as well as it's incredibly unique when it comes to the game. It opens up a few different doors that we haven't seen inside Brawl Stars, and that is another invisibility mechanic, not on the individual brawler, but being able to give it to the brawlers on your team. This is something that I've been asking for the longest time. This is a supportive mechanic, which I want to see more of inside the game, whether that be like speed increase, damage increase, basically something other than the healing mechanic that we have in the game, which is like the only like technical supportive thing that we have inside the game. So we have invisibility, which is really, really exciting. Now, I timed how long the super lasts, and it lasts 12 seconds, which seems incredibly long, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around all the different things that you can use with it, like on each game mode. Where can this apply on each of the game modes inside the game? Maybe in Heist, throwing it down so people lose your positioning on the map. Maybe on Siege. I'm not sure. That's the exciting thing when you're introduced to a higher rarity brawler right off the get-go, is that really exciting mechanics that are introduced into the game that is going to take a lot of playtesting to get used to. So I like the super a lot. Now with the super, the star power comes into play when you max out Sandy eventually. What it does is the enemy team, when they're within your super, they'll take 200 points of damage every single second over time, which is a lot of damage over 12 seconds. Now, of course, I'm sure the enemy team will eventually make it out of the super if they don't want to take significant damage, but Like I said before, it's a very big radius, and if you put it into like specific choke points, they're going to take a lot of damage. Overall, I'm really excited about Sandy. I don't necessarily think he's going to be incredibly overpowered like some of the other brawls that we recently have inside of Brawl Stars, such as 8-Bit, Rosa, or Leon. I think he's going to be very tamed, but I'm most excited about the new mechanics being introduced into the game. I'm really excited, as well as I'm just liking his player model. He looks like a really cool brawler with his own like personality and stuff like that. And I mean, it's a legendary brawler, which is really exciting. Are you guys happy that I told you guys to save up your brawl boxes? Just because the Brawl Talk is coming now doesn't mean the update isn't coming like tomorrow or anything like that. We have some time to prepare, so use all your resources as wisely as possible for the preparation of this new legendary brawler. Super exciting. Next, heading into some of the other changes coming inside the game, namely the Brawler remodel, as well as the 3 new skins coming inside the game. The very first thing is the Brawler remodel, which is to our boy El Primo. I feel like, in my personal opinion, Primo is like one of the faces of Brawl Stars. When you think of Brawl Stars, El Primo kind of comes to mind just because he's been here since the very beginning, as well as he's kind of unique compared to most of the other brawlers in the game. So I think he definitely deserves a Brawler remodel. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I really like it. I think he looks insanely cool. Now, the cool thing about Brawler remodels is the existing skins that he already has in the game, with this Brawler remodel, as well as the Brawler remodels that we'll get in the future. Once we do, the skins will also change along with them. So we have El Rudo as well as El Rey skins. I love them so freaking much. The El Rudo skin is amazing. That is my favorite skin for El Primo going into this update. I really like that skin. I don't necessarily use the El Rey skin a whole lot because I like the El Rudo skin a lot, but he looks so freaking cool. I love the color palette. He's a lot more purple. He looks a lot more menacing. He literally looks like an evil wrestler, which I enjoy a lot. Next, taking a look at the El Rey skin. Not gonna lie, I kind of like the previous El Rey skin. He's kind of like royalty in that skin. I'm not sure if he kind of has the same exact esque. He still has like the cape and stuff like that. He still kind of looks like the king and stuff like that. But I'm really into the El Rudo skin. I think that one looks the best out of the 3. And just like the Brawler remodel, just the face value skin, I think looks really good as well. And we can see little glimpses of gameplay of El Primo in the actual game, and he looks really good. I love the Brawler remodel change for El Primo. Next, moving on to the 3 skins that are being added inside of Brawl Stars, and they're really freaking cool. The very first one is Pirate Gene. I love this skin so much. If you guys are fans of Gene, I am a really big fan of Gene. I love his voice lines. I think he's one of the funniest brawlers inside the entire game, but he gets a little bit more serious with this skin because he's like a full-fledged pirate. His skin color change, he's got a hook for a hand, his lamp's got a pirate hat. He looks like an aquatic pirate, like deep depths, like bottom of the ocean pirate, which I can definitely get on board with. I really like this skin a lot. The next skin is a skin for the newest brawler coming to the game, Sandy, and that is Sleepy Sandy. I feel like the whole entire personality of Sandy is that he's really sleepy. He doesn't really care. He's very nonchalant. He's really chilled, relaxed, and this skin I think fits him perfectly because he's even more sleepy. Ryan says in the Brawl Talk, he's got literally pajamas on. It's so freaking cute. I love that skin a lot. Like I said before, I really like Sandy's model. Just his brawler is really cool. I can definitely get on board with that skin as well. And then the final skin is the Red Wizard Barley skin, basically a recoloring to the Blue Wizard Barley skin that we have inside the game, and it's 4 star points in the star point shop, so it's not going to cost gems. Hopefully it's probably going to be a little bit cheaper just because it's a recoloring. It's not any like different animations or anything like that, so expect it to be like 500 star points, kind of like the other recolored skins that we have in the game. Next, moving on to some of the changes to some of the existing skins that we already have inside the game, namely 2 different brawlers in the Summer Skin Collection. The very first one is the Summer Jessie skin. She now shoots out balls of water that like splash around in between her targets, which I feel like is such a cool change to the Summer Jessie skin. It's really cool looking, as you guys can see in the gameplay that you're watching on your screen, as well as the best one in my opinion, the Summer Brock skin. He literally shoots out rockets that are sharks. That is freaking amazing. That's literally one of my favorite changes coming in this update. It's such a cool skin. I feel like that's definitely going to be the skin that everyone's going to be using on Brock now, because who wouldn't want to shoot out shark rockets? freaking awesome. And finally, moving on to maybe one of the smaller changes coming in this update, but I feel like really important for the community, and that is a Piper portrait remodel. I know a lot of you guys did not like the older Piper portrait. She like looked kind of janky. A lot of people pointed that out right off the get-go, so we have that to look forward to in this update to come. That can kind of be a thing of the past. We don't have to worry about that any longer, but I think she looks fine now. Next, moving on to what I think is probably the best thing coming inside this update by far, and that is 2 new game modes. One of them I'm definitely a little bit more hyped up about the other, but I think they're both really, really cool because they remind me a lot of Showdown, both of them. But like I said before, it's been a really long time since we've had new game modes inside the game. It's been since Siege, and before that, it was Brawl. So it's been a really long time since we had like 3v3 trophy pushing game modes inside the game. So I'm really, really excited. Why don't I let Danny and Ryan take over for the initial explanation.
So Danny, what are you most excited about in this update?
I would say it's a legendary brawler.
Wrong! The most exciting thing in this update are not 1, but 2 new game modes.
We have Lone Star, a free-for-all bounty.
And Takedown is a free-for-all where whoever does the most damage to the bot in the middle wins the game.
So we have Lone Star as well as Takedown. I gotta be honest with all of you guys, I'm most excited about Lone Star. It's literally Bounty and Showdown combined. Showdown, the most popular game mode in all of Brawl Stars, and Bounty, some of the most fun elements inside the game that I think is inside Brawl Stars in general. It's a very straightforward concept. You just gotta get kills. Whoever gets the most points wins in the very end. But I really, really like those elements. So combine them 2 together and you have a really epic game mode. We'll have to see. It's basically like another version of Showdown, but I think even better. I love the whole aspect of just going ham, like just trying to go get as many kills as possible. Whoever gets the most wins in the very end. It is literally like Showdown-esque battle royale, which I'm super, super excited to get my hands on, and I cannot wait to show you guys in sneak peek format once I'm able to do that. As well as we have Takedown, which is literally DPS oriented. Whoever deals off the most damage to the boss in the middle, the boss robot gets the win in the very end. So I don't know how I feel about this one. I feel like it's a pretty sick concept. I think it's been flirted with within the community for a really long time now, but we'll have to see. I feel like it's going to be kind of straightforward, clear cut on who the best brawlers are going to be for this game mode. Literally the brawlers that have the most DPS, probably your Pams, your Colts, maybe some of your close range brawlers like Rosa. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But having the whole element of like you being able to kill the other opponents that are like doing really good or something like that, that have a little bit lower health, I don't know. I think it's going to be a really fun game mode to experiment with, but you all know which one I'm most excited for. So that is basically everything in this update that you guys can expect. Of course, there's probably going to be other things such as bug fixes. I'm assuming there's going to be some balancing changes. We definitely need a nerf to 8-bit moving forward, but these are the big things coming that were announced in the Brawl Talk, and I got to be completely honest with all you guys. I'm so freaking excited for this update. Like Ryan said, it's his favorite one this year, and I have to side with him on that as well. I think when you have things such as a new legendary brawler as well as coupled with 2 new game modes and some supplementary stuff like new skins, brawler remodel, just update things to the game that make things really exciting, I think it's combined such a good update. We have so many things to look forward to in this one, and hopefully you guys are excited for it. I cannot wait to cover some sneak peeks on all this new stuff. But yeah, guys, if you are excited, make sure to slap a like on it. Make sure to let me know in the comments down below what you're most excited for. I cannot wait to get my hands on it. As you guys can tell, it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, guys, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure to keep up with the content. Like I said before, we have a lot of sneak peek stuff to get into, as well as once the update is actually dropped, I'm going to be spending quite a lot of money on getting Sandy. I don't have a huge reserve of Brawl boxes, so it's going to take a pretty penny to get him maxed out. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, guys, with that being said, make sure to keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.